This is good.
Home again.
Home again. You,
Yes.
me,
The microphone.
a little Chardonnay.
A little wine. Clink. Oh, that was
what
terrible.
a
Do
gentle
it again.
clink.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
There we go. All right. Kate,
Emily,
should we do this thing?
let's do it.
Welcome to Witchcast!
'Cause it's Witchcast.
I'm Kate,
I'm Emily.
and we're your co-hosts of the Witchcast Podcast.
The Witchcast Podcast.
Yeah.
It's a podcast all about getting to know the witchy world.
Yeah, everything under the big witchy, mystic, cult, pagan, umbrella, anything kind of magical, we want to talk about it.
We want it. We're into it.
We want to learn.
Yeah, we are, if you're new to this podcast.
Yeah, if you haven't listened before.
We're novice witches. We're really now sort of more in the pre-kindergarten witches phase.
I think so. We know some basic shapes and colors, but we're growing, we're learning.
Yeah. And
We mess up sometimes.
We don't always know things, but we're doing our best to learn.
Exactly.
And we invite you to come along on our journey with us to
Right.
learn also.
Sometimes we invite longtime practitioners or experts in different areas and fields to come on and talk to us about their experience and their practices. Today we're doing something new, a little different.
I know. This is season 3, episode 3.
So excited.
And we're trying out a third episode format.
Ooh!
Ah.
Jasmine, are you listening? It's numerology.
Yeah. Wasn't intentional, but worked out perfectly.
Oh my gosh.
So
I
this
love
season,
the number 3.
we are trying out, I know, and it's the number of the Empress, right?
Sure.
I think so.
Yeah, I
because the
think you
Emperor
are.
is 4.
Yeah.
the Empress is 3.
Yeah.
So the format of this episode that we're trying out is we often talk about like, oh, but there's so much more we could dive into about that, but like we won't. We'll just like, here's the overview.
Yeah.
I thought it would be really fun to start going into detailed pieces of witchcraft history, witchcraft lore.
Yeah.
From various traditions, and so we're gonna try this out, and you can tell us whether or not you like it.
Yeah, let us know.
Where we each tell each other a story from either like a historical story, or like a story from a tradition that's like, you know, I'm floundering for words.
I'm sorry because I see you looking at me and I'm trying to help you, but my brain's like, they're playing with kettlebells upstairs.
I know.
All I'm thinking
It's
about
really hard.
is the balls
when
bouncing
there's-
upstairs.
Yeah.
No, yes, I think any kind of witchy story is what you.
Yeah, any
kinda
kind of
told
witchy
me.
stories
It
about
could
witches,
be
from
lore,
mythology,
myths. It could be things, things that are happening in modern day society or recent contemporary history, but stories that have to do with witchcraft.
Yeah, just like actually telling you a complete story. Because also sometimes we talk to each other about like, I remember when we were doing psychics and mediums the first time around, and there were like those medium sisters up in New York, and you had read all this stuff about it. And what made it into the episode was like a few sentences, I think. But it was like, oh, this sounds really interesting, and I bet our listeners would really love to hear this story.
Yeah.
But also, we don't want to release a 2-hour-long episode, so
Right.
instead we can. I don't know. I thought it would be fun to start taking those stories and putting them out there, but in a different episode format. And then that way also maybe our guests can, if they want to, contribute that
I think
too.
it's fun. Also, I love story time. I love storytelling. I love the idea of you preparing something completely separate from me and then us sharing it together in real time. And we both are storytellers in our professions as it is. So it seems like a great fit. When you pitched this to me, I was like, hex yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Rad. Okay, I'm very excited for this. I hope you are too, listeners.
Yeah. Get cozied up. Get ready for a story.
Yeah.
Or two stories.
Yeah, 2 stories.
Who is going to go first?
I don't know.
Should we flip a coin?
Sure.
What do you
Do you
want to
have a
call,
coin?
heads or tails? I'm just going to have Siri do it.
I love that. I will call heads.
Okay. Hey, Siri. Flip a coin.
It's tails this time.
Oh, so I guess
right.
I'm first.
That's your first.
Damn it. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
This episode is not sponsored by Apple.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they're not paying us.
No.
Okay, so it's so funny that I'm going first because this was your idea and I feel like you should have gone first. But
I can go first if you want me to.
yeah, since I got the tails flip, can I choose that you go first?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
I accept that.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Plot twist, Emily's going first.
All right. Okay, so I bring to you, Kate, and Witchcast family.
Do you submit this for the approval of the Witchcast Society?
Yeah. The story of the Pennsylvania Hex House. All right. And content warning, this contains a murder most foul.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know this at all.
Yeah. Okay. So I had to learn a lot of things to talk about this story, and I'm excited to tell them to you. Are you aware of the Pennsylvania Dutch?
Yes.
So I didn't know this, but the Dutch in Pennsylvania Dutch is actually from Deutsch. They're German.
Oh, plot twist again.
Plot twist. Okay, which
did
only
not know
matters
that.
because the people in question are part of the Pennsylvania Dutch folk magic tradition, which is generally called powwow, which I don't love, but I mean it's called what it's called.
Right.
Or brocher or brocherei.
Okay.
In Deutsch, which is presumably a form of German spoken Pennsylvania by the German descendants there. Okay. Anyway, so there is apparently a tradition of witchcraft in Pennsylvania based on German settlers that was actually like like the whitest melting pot of folk traditions, but it's like from Quakers, Anabaptists, Lutherans, German Reformed people, Catholics, and then a bunch of other religious mystics and freethinkers that came to America and settled in like colonial Pennsylvania. Anyway, from all that, there comes this tradition of powwow healers, which again, feel like the name's definitely appropriative, but we'll skip that for now.
Yeah.
You know it, I know it, we can move on. What's important about this is that in the 1920s, in Pennsylvania, in a place called Potosi, loosely speaking. A lot of people say it's around Stewartstown, and actually I got buried down a rabbit hole if you're interested in the geography of Pennsylvania, where people that are very into this debate where exactly, like how they define this mini town, but this is so not interesting that I'm not going to talk about it.
I think if anyone finds themselves in rural Pennsylvania, you're in trouble.
yeah, maybe just don't go in the first place.
If you're not from there.
All right, so here's the story.
Okay.
There's this guy named Nelson Rehmeyer, and he is one of these powwow doctors, traditional healers from the Pennsylvania Dutch. It is 1928, and another local witch, a man named John Blymeyer, believes that he's been cursed by Nelson Rehmeyer, as do two of his teen friends.
Wait, their names are Blymeyer and Rehmeyer?
Yeah.
Okay, continue. I'm with you.
They're spelt differently, though. One's an M-I-R-E and the otother's an M-E-Y-E-R.
Oh, okay. I could hear that in your pronunciation.
All right, so John Blymeyer believes that he's been cursed by Nelson Rehmeyer. Okay. He goes and finds two punk teens, one of whom also believes that his mother was cursed by Nelson Rehmeyer. Interestingly, I think I said this, but John Blymeyer is also a self-declared witch.
Right.
From this tradition, a brocher.
Okay.
And so he and these teens break into Nelson Rehmeyer's home to find and planning to get, and depending on who you ask, but it seems like from court records, they say that they were going to get a piece of his hair to try and lift the hex that they thought he had put on them. The other account is that they were looking for his spell book.
Okay.
One way or the other, they go in, they're pissed off, they hit him in the head, and
he dies.
He dies.
Oh,
and they
no.
tie him to a chair and try to burn the house down.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. It's bad. It makes a huge scene. It's 1928 Pennsylvania. Yeah. Everybody's flapping. Everybody's flapping.
Like flappers?
I don't know.
Okay.
But interestingly, they set the house on fire, but it doesn't burn down.
Because Nelson's a witch.
So everybody in the town is like,
he
really was a witch. Yeah. And so the house is still standing today.
Cool.
And then this sets off this whole trial that becomes like a very big deal. This is very rural Pennsylvania. It's the 1920s. TV hasn't been invented yet. People kind of go nuts.
Yeah.
Because two witches, one murdering the other, is a big deal.
Yeah, that's some juicy gossip.
Yeah. So they had tried to burn down the house to destroy the evidence of the murder, and it didn't work. And so all three of them go to jail. One for 10 to 20 years who was the least involved.
Okay.
And then John Blymeyer gets life. And then the other one gets sort of halfway between the two. And then there's... so the family keeps the house, though. And they
Nelson's family or John's family?
Nelson's family.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The murder victim's family keeps the house. And then just a few years ago, they open it up as a museum.
Oh.
And now it's closed again, and no one knows why. But everybody in town thinks it's haunted. And so it's considered a haunted house, and no one knows why. But it's it was briefly open to the public as like this is the Hex House. Isn't this fun? Come look at this tradition and stuff. And like he was murdered here. Ooh, spooky.
Yeah.
And then there's no reports whatsoever online, but it just like stopped being a thing. Like all the signs were taken down, all the windows are closed, no one's there. And it's just like
that's strange.
Just a house that's there, and now they like drive by it on their haunted hay rides every year.
Ooh.
And that is the very short story.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Where in Pennsylvania? Is it like near Pittsburgh or near Philadelphia?
That's a really great question.
Or is it right smack dab in the middle?
I will look it up right now.
Pennsylvania is a huge fucking state, man.
Stewartstown, PA is right on the border with Maryland.
Okay.
It's sort of south of Lancaster.
Okay.
And Harrisburg.
Yeah.
Like that.
Lancaster, yeah.
Lancaster.
Well, you're saying it in the proper way that actually I'm sure the original settlers and like the Queen Homeland pronounced it. We have a Lancaster in Buffalo too. And so for like our mid-Atlantic Erie Lake adjacent residents, it's Lancaster.
I would say it's a little closer to Philadelphia between the two.
Let's go. It's so close. Field trip.
You want to go check it out? You want to go see the Hex House?
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I'm sure that they're all just like nice people and probably nothing freaky happened. But there've been rumors ever since this happened that it's haunted.
Yeah.
That there's all these things there.
I just think it's so cool that two male witches were like having a little witch off, and like I mean, totally sucks for Nelson to get murdered like that, but like I don't know, in 1928 that just all seems very weirdly progressive to me. I don't know. Is that weird?
Yeah, well, all the newspaper articles at the time or from the time are like, did you know that witchcraft is alive and well and living in Stewartstown?
The Pennsylvania Dutch, and I only know this from watching Dwight Schrute on The Office, have a very strong sense of like culture and community, I think.
Yeah, well, it turns
they're kind of like Quakers in a way.
This
is how I picture them.
Folk medicine thing is really interesting too, because it's all about healing for people and animals.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the stuff he was doing was probably I'm projecting a lot, but I feel like I feel for Nelson Raymeyer a lot, because he was just the tradition is not very hex-centric. It's
right.
The idea that he was doing that, I mean, he might have been, but
did they talk at all in your research about exactly what the hex symptoms were that John and the others were experiencing?
Yes, let me go find it.
Oh, and by the way, I should clarify. I don't mean that that I think Quakers and Pennsylvania Dutch are the same. I just mean in the sense of people
they both have
who
a tight community.
they bring up. They're very much still involved with the customs of their ancestors, and they very much bring the old ways with them, which I think is super cool, honestly.
Let me see. All right, so there's also a book about this written by a guy named Arthur Lewis in the 1960s in the area. Like the guy went and interviewed people closer to when it happened. I mean, still 40 years later, but
yeah.
So Nelson Raymeyer, he was also like a reclusive farmer. So this was it was the middle of nowhere even in 1928.
That is rural.
Yeah. And it was all right. So it doesn't say why Blymeyer thought that he'd been hexed, but that Blymeyer did go to someone named Nellie Knoll, who was known as the Marietta River Witch. And Knoll was the one that told him that she could lift the curse if he went to, stole Raymeyer's spell book, which is called The Long Lost Friend, in that tradition.
Yeah, in that practice, yeah.
And they had to burn it and then also cut a lock of his hair and bury it 6 feet underground. And so Blymeyer took her advice and then
fucked it up.
Went and so they strangled and beat him to death, and then tried to cover it up by setting both him and the house on fire.
That is not how you get a person's hair.
Nope. And apparently the flames blew out, and it wasn't even just that the house didn't burn down. Enough of his body was left to charge the men.
Nice.
Yeah.
Magic. That's so cool. Not murder, but...
Not the murder. Yeah, don't murder.
But the fact that their plans backfired.
Yeah, and then so some people think that Nelson's spirit haunts the area. I did find there was somewhere here in one of my things there was something about the hex, and I'm just having a hard time finding it. So some of the resources seem to think that Nellie Knoll, the River Witch of Marietta, was the one who told John Weimar that he'd been hexed in the first place.
It's like a Macbeth thing.
Yeah. And so maybe she was just looking to make $40, you know, but but one of them believed that Raymeyer had cursed his mother.
Right.
Oh yeah, so their book of magical recipes is called Powwows or the Long Lost Friend, and it was written by Johann George Homan. In case you're interested. Okay, so he believed, here it is. So John Blymeyer believed that Nelson Raymeyer had placed a hex on him and that it had caused him bad health. So he had been sick a lot, and he believed that it was because Raymeyer had cursed him.
Gotcha.
And it was probably because he was like using cocaine to brush his teeth and taking arsenic for headaches or something. But
Right.
Because it's the 1920s, baby. We do what we want. And then, and so they basically broke in and demanded the hex be undone.
So was there a scuffle? Was Nelson like, fuck you guys, no?
Yeah, I think that must be what happened. It's unclear, but...
Yeah, because that is something that I wonder, like, did they go in already escalated? Like, did they go in and already have a situation where they're like, we're going to beat the shit out of this guy, fuck him? Or did it go in as them trying to be like, no, we want you to undo this hex? It turned into a whole argument, and then they ended up strangling and beating him.
I feel like probably a bit of both. Because if you come in being like, you hexed me... Yeah. And someone didn't... Right. Or even if they did. I mean, if you hated someone enough to hex them...
I'm trying to eat my dinner. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Right. You're never gonna come in and be like, you did something bad to me. And someone's gonna be like, okay, you got me. What's his face? Blymeyer gets life in prison, but it looks like he's going to be released in the 1940s, which is only 20 years after he did this crazy-ass murder. Right. He let a pack of teens in and beat the hell out of that guy. And then tried to burn him and failed because of witchcraft. Right. But, and so his family came in and, like, testified, just being like, we don't want to live in a community with this guy. Like, you have to keep him in prison.
His family even, like, was like, fuck no.
Oh, sorry. I should rephrase.
Nelson's
Raymeyer's family. Raymeyer's family was like, they were still there 20 years later being like, no, fuck no. Don't let that guy out. He's going to keep doing this bullshit. I just also think it's amazing
and a testament to the community that those guys even got the sentences they did, because I feel like so often in true crime you hear people doing horrible fucking shit and getting off with maybe a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the victim was a white man, so.
True.
But he was a reclusive witch white man, which is like the weakest kind, I suppose. Yeah. Am I allowed to say that? Feels fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm glad that they stepped forward and that his sentence was not overturned.
Yeah, it was hard to find records from that time without going deeper than I did. Right. But it seems like he ended up serving life in prison.
Because when you set their sentences, I was like, wow, that's great.
That's really what you should get for those crimes.
I feel like that never happens.
Gee, they really did that fairly.
So sorry. That's wild.
Yeah, isn't that a wild story? I heard that. Very interesting. I heard like a piece of that earlier this week, and I really wanted to talk to you about it.
Yeah, it's so cool that the house in his body didn't burn, and that it was like open, and now it's not.
Yeah, and it's still like teens apparently like go look at it at night, and everyone's like, don't do
Very
that.
Spoopy.
Yeah, it's a spoopy house.
Very spoopy.
Awesome. And I thought it was also cool because I didn't know that much about the Pennsylvania Dutch folklore culture, and it's apparently like a really big deal. Even like the one of the newspaper articles from closer to when the actual murder happened is just like, or if you ask anyone in the Pennsylvania Dutch community how witches are real, you know, like they're very much like this is. It's like it's treated as an accepted thing in the local papers and stuff like that.
We should look more into that. I would love to learn more about Pennsylvania Dutch. I honestly don't know anything.
Yeah, I really didn't either. I can tell you a little bit about, they have several grimoires. One is the Romanesque Bookline, and there's one called Egyptian Secrets of Albertus Magnus.
Oh, wait, what? Didn't we cover him in the Hermetic Kabbalah episode?
I don't know. It does sound familiar.
There was
though,
some
right?
guy in Egypt that our good friend, what's his face, was hanging out with. Wow, maybe we're not pre-K. Maybe we're we're not ready for kindergarten.
Here's a fun thing. The long lost friend. Speaking of the long lost friend, the book itself has an assurance for the owner. I think that this is called the Heaven's Letter, but it says, whoever carries this book with him is safe from all his enemies, visible or invisible, and whoever has this book with him cannot die without the holy corpse of Jesus Christ, nor drowned in any water, nor burn up in any fire, nor can any unjust sentence be passed upon him, so help me.
Wow.
Interesting, huh?
That is a very strong sounding protection spell.
Yeah. And also it's interesting, but it does seem to be intertwined with like Christian cultures.
Yes.
It says it's more closely allied with theology than medicine, but it's sort of like a mediation between patient and God, or patient and like magical work.
That's cool.
Is sort of the role of in their culture. And then also some people do believe that there are hex signs on Pennsylvania barns because of this tradition, which I would love to learn more about.
Yeah.
So there's like a disagreement, or it's like, it probably depends person to person. They're like paintings of geometric star patterns that are thought to have talismanic properties, but some people say they're simply for decoration. But what a wild decoration.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a sigil to me.
Right? I thought that this was fascinating in a wide variety of ways.
Heck yeah. Also, I really love Pennsylvania Dutch egg noodles. They're really good.
Ooh, intriguing. You want to go on a road trip to Pennsylvania and just ask people?
I think that's also just a brand you can buy at any grocery store. But yes, that's definitely go on a road trip and visit the barns and
let's
the
go barn
Pennsylvania
hunting.
Hex House. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Road trip.
Road trip.
We have a lot of places we need to visit.
I know. Well, maybe season...
You said 5 last time.
Yeah. I was about to say 4, and I was like, that's too ambitious. I know why I said 5.
Witchcast on the road.
But yeah, some season down the line, we'll do a Witchcast on the road season.
Yeah, with like live shows and interviews with different people.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We can do video vlogs.
Do you think anyone would come if we did a live show?
Eventually.
Eventually, someday.
Yeah, if people continue to like, subscribe, and rate us on Apple Podcasts.
That was very smooth.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, cool. Great job. I loved that.
Thank you.
So interesting. I decided this week to do a story based on a very popular aspect of one very popular myth, I guess you could say. I was telling you offline before we started recording, I went back and forth a million times on what I wanted my story to be about. And I decided to land on just a couple short tales of the very complex character of Morgan Le Fey.
Ooh.
Better known sometimes as Morgan Le Fey. She has a lot of different names. And there's a lot of different accounts of her and her life and her whether she is more of a benevolent healer or a very nasty evil sorceress. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different ways that people kind of have depicted her through Arthurian lore. Also through Celtic mythology. She pops up north. Like she's like King Arthur and Guinevere and Lancelot and all those kind of characters that we are familiar with from that like fake medieval time. There's a lot of different kind of takes on her and a lot of different stories about her. Mm-hmm. So I actually got a lot of my information from the Myths and Legends podcast. He does a really great 2-parter on Morgan Le Fey. And then I also, of course, got some other information, just kind of supplementary to kind of get more of an idea of, I didn't realize, of course, picking her, how vast the breadth of her mythology. And I'm not even looking at like modern, like contemporary,
like retellings.
No, there's so much. Like you mentioned the Myths of Avalon earlier, and then there's a lot of more contemporary texts that bring her up. There's a lot of she's in pop culture. She's like in Marvel comics. Like there's a ton. She's a very prominent figure, I think, in mythology, in Western mythology, I should say. So I thought that was really cool. I looked some stuff up on like everything from like Wikipedia to Britannica to Cliff Notes. I also was reading the Cliff Notes about Sir Gawain and the Green Knight poem that she pops up in. Also, there's ancientorigins.com and also another website called kingarthursnights.com. So anyway, I'm just going to go by memory as best as I can and tell a couple little stories about our girl, Morgan Le Fey. I actually knew nothing about her when I chose her. I was just looking for different witchy stories, and I didn't really want to go into anything too negative like the witch trials in Europe or anything that just seemed really depressing for a day like today. So Morgan Le Fey, and this is of course according to certain texts, it varies honestly a lot. She is the daughter of Ingrain and Galois. I'm going to mispronounce all these names. He was the Duke of Cornwall.
Red.
And then Uther Pendragon, I don't know if that's how you say his name. He was like, I want to marry Ingrain. I want to be the king. So he went and murdered Galois.
Oh, shit.
Married Ingrain, and then would later go on to have Arthur. King Arthur. So,
what?
Exactly. Morgan Le Fey is actually, according to, again, some certain texts, she is Arthur's half-sister.
Okay.
Older. She's the youngest, I think, of 3 sisters, according to the text that I was looking at. Her other 2 sisters got married off once their new stepdad/father murderer moved in.
Right.
He didn't know what to do with her. She was very precocious, apparently, as a teen, so he shipped her off to a nunnery. Apparently, at the nunnery, she learned necromancy.
Red.
Which is super fucking cool. I couldn't find too much more on that subject. I'm sure if I did more digging, I could.
Yeah. I think that those 3 sisters are the ones that the Mists of Avalon are about, right?
Probably. Well, there's also some texts that say that she's actually part of 9 sisters that are part of the Isle of, oh God, what's it called? Avalon. The Isle of Apples. And that she was the one to bring Arthur towards the end of his life, like to the Isle of Avalon to heal. And so she's part of the 9 Sisters of Avalon. So that's also probably what the Mists of Avalon are about. I didn't look too much into that.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to. I'm just a nerd.
No, it's okay. I just didn't have time.
No, and that's not like the ancient legend.
Right. But I love the idea of a feminist retelling of her story because I think our girl got done dirty quite a bit. Of course, like a lot of the medieval like poems and texts, like they're all by these ancient like dudes, white dudes, right? So like she is depicted throughout these texts as either being like really haggish, like crony, evil witch, evil sorceress, or really sexually kind of deviant and seductress. Either way, she and then of course some of them see her as more of a healer who was kind of always looked out for Arthur. Anyway, once Arthur was born, and then he and Merlin, they did their whole thing. He pulled the sword out of the stone, that shit. He became king. Peace ruled over. Oh, because, like, by the way, like, what her stepdad, Uther, like, died. And that threw the kingdom into civil war for many years. And then Arthur came out, became the king. Peace reigned over the land. So then Morgan was able to leave the nunnery and kind of come back and, like, stay at court with her brother.
Right.
And while she was there, she trained with Merlin. She had already mastered, or at least knew, necromancy, and some reports say that she actually seduced and like slept with Merlin.
Hot.
I think Merlin, this is what the Myths and Legend podcast was saying, is that he's actually probably was like an old pervert who like preyed on young kids, which is so gross, but honestly seems so much more realistic to me. But she was like, I want to learn from you, and he was like, cool, come to the woods and we'll like learn together. I'll teach you everything I know. Privately.
He showed her how to work his staff.
Exactly. His magic wand. So so she was like fine with that. She wanted to learn everything. The Myths and Legends podcast has this really great telling of how once she had kind of learned everything that he knew, he had taught her everything, she had become more powerful than Merlin himself. And so he was like making a move on her. She basically froze him, pushed him up against a tree, like with her hand, like with telekinesis. It was like, fuck you. I'm more powerful than you are now. Peace. And left. And so she became known as this really powerful sorceress. She had a lot of different lovers. She was married to this guy, Urian, I don't know. He was the worst. She did not like him. She hated him. She did not. So she had a lot of side lovers. One of them was this knight, Accolon, who she was like super hot on. And she, King Arthur had this famous, the sword.
Right.
What was it called? God damn it.
I just Excalibur.
Yes, thank you. Excalibur. And he also had the scabbard, which prevented him from dying and bleeding. So she was like, Accolon, I want to protect you because I love you and you're a knight out in the field where like literally anyone could just challenge you to a battle and you could die. So I'm going to steal the scabbard that prevents you, like King Arthur, from dying and give it to you so that you can like be chill. And
everyone will be fine with it. Don't worry about it.
Right. And he was like, cool. So
I don't want to die.
They steal the scabbard. She goes, she gets a replica made of it so that she can replace the real scabbard with the fake scabbard.
Oh, shit.
And of course, the craftsman who was helping her got suspicious, so she killed him. She was like, you need to get on my side. So then she her and Accolon are hanging out in her bedchamber, and she's like, oh my God, the scabbard, like, it totally looks the same. We're totally gonna, like, win. Or not win, I guess. There wasn't a battle. But she was just like, we're gonna get away with this. And King Arthur's, like, knocking at her door, like, hey, sis, you up? I want to chat. And she's like, fuck. So Accolon, like, jumps out the window to go hide because she's married. He can't be in her bedchamber at night. It's medieval UK, wherever this takes place, right? Magical land.
Medieval Bath or something.
Yeah. And so she throws and she has 2 scabbards, so she throws them under her sheets. And King Arthur's like, yo, so I'm like gonna go hunt boar and I really need my scabbard. He had given Excalibur and the scabbard to her for safekeeping. And he was like, can I get those from you? And she was like, yeah, sure. And she just like pulls one out from under the sheet, gives it to the king. So then she gives the other scabbard to Accolon, is like, cool, we got away with it. Go be safe. Love you. Bye. Have fun. And Accolon goes off with what he thinks is the real scabbard, and King Arthur has the fake scabbard. Turns out she gave them the wrong scabbard, so Accolon had the fake scabbard. Gets super injured while out on the road, whatever. And he's like, that bitch, she lied to me. She totally betrayed me. So then he goes to Queen Guinevere, confesses everything.
Boo.
Guinevere's like, fuck, like, this bitch has it out for us. I have to tell Arthur. So she lets Arthur know. Basically, there's this whole drama. And Morgan's like, what the fuck? Why'd you snitch? Fuck all of you. I'm leaving. Like, peace out. And so she kind of goes off into exile. I don't know if it was like self-inflicted, whatever. Again, these are all from multiple different stories. So she hangs out kind of outside of the court. Arthur knows that she's out there. He's like, she's really powerful. She has it out for me for some reason. She wants me dead and wants to take over my throne. Clearly, like, Accolon's like, my bad, can we still be good? And he's like, yeah, we're still good. So fast forward, there's one instance with the Green Knight. Honestly, I read this clip notes. It's super boring. It's not really worth it. She basically like enchants this guy who's completely green to go into court as the Green Knight and challenge King Arthur. And he does, and he like basically loses, and it's revealed that Morgan was the one who like sent him there to be like, yo, what's up? I'm still here, bitches. Like, I'm still really powerful. Fast forward a bit later, King Arthur's actually out on a journey with like Accolon and Urien, Morgan's husband, by the way, who she hasn't seen in like forever. And because she's off in the woods with her coven. And like they get captured, and there's this whole drama between these other two like brothers who own lands, dukes, I guess you could call them. And they've been capturing the older brother's been capturing knights to try to get one of them to fight in his honor so he can get his younger brother's lands. And all the knights are like, dude, you kind of suck. We don't want to fight for you, but also we do want to be free. So King Arthur's like, I'll fight for you so you can free all these men. And also I have my scabbard and Excalibur, so I'll win, and like you can let us all go, and who cares, and whatever. But I forget how it happens, but basically, like, Morgan is involved in this whole thing. All of this is part of her long con. She tricks the guys, switches the scabbards, and she tells her boy, Accolon, hey, you need to go defeat this. He's not with the captives. He's not with Arthur. She's like, you have to go fight this knight on behalf of this duke. Him and his brother are quarreling. So she basically, like, pairs them up against each other. They have masks on, so they have like their armor on, their helmets. So they don't know who they're fighting. They just know that they have to battle this other knight. And Accolon and Arthur are like best bros.
Oh no.
So like Accolon has the real scabbard. King Arthur has the fake scabbard. They both have their helmets on, and they're both told to fight against this other knight. Of course, King Arthur like almost dies because he doesn't have the real scabbard, and he realizes very quickly that he's in trouble. But a lady of the lake pops up, who there's lots of ladies of the lake who have been looking out for Arthur through his life. And she kind of uses some magic to make Accolon drop a sword, so he does. And then in that moment, Arthur comes and grabs Excalibur and kills Accolon.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And everyone's like, "It was Morgan." So begins this whole witch hunt for her, and she's with her band of people traveling east. And Arthur, like after he recovers, he's coming after her, and. Right, she has the real scabbard still. She like took it from Accolon and ran. I don't know exactly how that worked out, honestly. Sorry, all the details are getting a little foggy. But what was really cool was that when he finally like Arthur caught up to her camp and was like ready to, I don't know, kill her, get the scabbard back. She knew that she was cornered, so she went and tossed the scabbard into the lake. And it was never found since.
Oh.
It was gone.
None of the ladies picked it up for her?
No, I guess not.
Or from her?
It must have been a different lake or something. I don't know.
Wrong lake?
It's a lot of lakes.
That was the Loch Ness Monster lake. It was just like,
And they're like, oh, it's a little gauche for my taste. But I'll keep it. And then she turns...
Which would explain how the Loch Ness Monster lived so long. All right, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh my God. Wait, did we just solve it?
I think we solved it.
I think we just solved the Loch Ness Monster. Anyway, she performs a glamour spell on her camp and herself and basically makes all of them appear to be cast in stone. So when Arthur rides up, looks like a stone statue. They all look like stone statues. The scabbard's nowhere to be found. And he's like, fuck. Like, she's dead. I can't do anything. The scabbard's gone. I guess I'll just go back home. So he leaves. She undoes the spell. She's fine. And everyone else is fine. And she, like, continues on with her band of merry witch. They're not witches. They're just other people who are like, fuck, she's powerful. We better not cross her.
We should follow her.
Yeah. And basically, so that's just, like, a couple of the little stories.
I love it.
She just keeps traveling throughout Europe and, like, sending messages and doing magic shit and like letting Arthur know like, hey, I'm still here. I still have it out for you.
Guess
and I'm gonna get you.
Not dead.
But then I guess eventually like she does come back and become like more of a healer for him, and then she's the one who takes him, like I said, to the Isle of Avalon when he's dying so he can be healed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways that she pops up in these lore, but she sounds either way like a total fucking badass and super powerful.
And also like that attitude totally tracks for like if you're 22, you had your dad killed.
Yeah.
And then the son of that marriage is now king.
Yeah.
Or that new, the new marriage from your stepdad who killed your dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Is like, you're going to hate that kid.
Yeah.
And also like, and then you got sent to a nunnery.
Right.
Where they were like, hey, you want to learn how to raise dead people? You're like, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be handy.
Yeah, she totally was like, I think like...
Then Merlin comes up and pervs all over you.
Right. I think if you like were to really
off.
Psychologically analyze, like she was just, you know, trying to live on her own terms. Like she got married off to, again, also like this dude that like, I didn't even talk about some stories about that, like Urian, and then she also had one son. But it's like she hated him. She was in a completely loveless marriage. There's also tales that she was in love with Lancelot, but then got spurned. She also, I think, had the hots for Guinevere's cousin and it did not work out. So she also had to think out for Guinevere. Like, I think she definitely was trying to live on her own terms in a world where that was not allowed for a woman.
Right. And good on her for like sticking it out and trying to kill the king.
Yeah, man. And she was like hella, more powerful than Merlin. Like she could tell the future. Some reports say, some say she was a shapeshifter, that she could fly. Like,
She's a witch.
She's a witch. Full witch Morgan Le Fey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, badass.
Love it.
Yeah.
Rad. I like this.
Yeah, me too.
This is fun.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to do this, but I have brought
do.
my medieval
I saw it out of the corner of my
Scapini
eye when we
tarot
started talking.
because I was doing King Arthur.
It's perfect.
I also have my goddess deck too, but I was like, I'm just gonna bring this.
Let's
We haven't
do
done this one in a
it.
while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's draw a tarot card from that Scapini deck.
Yeah. So this is it's by U.S. Game Systems. No, it's the medieval Scapini tarot. It doesn't. It's made in Italy. It doesn't. I'm sure on the book it says who it's by Luigi Scapini.
Adds up.
Scapini.
Checks out.
I bought this. I mentioned this. Oh no, one of the cards is bent.
Oh no. What card is it?
I don't know. I think this
Is
might
it
be
the
just
One of Cups, maybe?
And no, I think it's just like a decorative card. Because all of the other ones have.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was just one of. That's probably why it's bent. Because I just like always keep it in the box.
Yeah.
I think it's just decorative. Anyway, this is the Medieval Scapini Tarot by Luigi Scapini, and it's printed in Italy, and I got it at the Fort Tryon Cloisters Museum.
Yeah.
Because they had a whole exhibit about tarot several years ago, and I thought it was really cool.
I feel like I haven't seen this deck in so long.
So long. It's really cool. It's very medieval.
Yeah. It's a very rad deck.
Because, as you know from our tarot episode 2 of season 1, they used to just play it as a game.
Just be playing cards in Italy.
Yeah.
I like this deck because I feel like it's like a Rider-Waite kind of deck, but like fancier. Like
There's
it's a little more interesting.
Look at the duck card. It's so there's like some gold, reflective gold on there. I'm sorry, I'm having a very hard time shuffling these. Emily, would you like to pick our card?
It would be my pleasure.
I'm just handing Emily a big pile of cards.
It's just like a mess of cards.
A mess.
I'm just gonna go.
A mosh.
Actually, can I take a photo of this?
Yeah. I use these, so they're very hard to shuffle, so I just swam them around on the floor a little bit.
It looks like you're handing me a pile of money in some ways.
Money, money, money.
Okay, I feel like this card is calling to me.
Okay.
The Nine of Cups.
Ooh.
Hello. Ooh, look at this little, like the little eyeball on the boat here.
Ooh. Illuminati, Illuminati.
Illuminati, Illuminati. The Nine of Cups. This is a very good card, right? Isn't this like a I don't know. I think I always associate cups with like abundance or like the higher cups.
The little book that the deck comes with says, this card is ruled by the ancient figure of Victory, who blows a trumpet and holds a laurel wreath. The prow of the ship below is guarded by St. Lucy, the patron of illumination and wisdom, who is symbolized by an eye. 9 cups are decorated with the figures of pregnant women.
Oh yeah, they are.
Divinatory meanings: material attainment, well-being, abundance, good health, victory, difficulties surmounted.
All right, and Biddy Tarot says contentment, satisfaction, gratitude, wish come true.
Nice. We've been pulling some good cards this year.
We have. This has been. I told you this and the Power of 3 Girls on the other podcast that we recorded, or the podcast that we recorded with them, which will be out
late February.
In February, yeah. But I pulled a card. I did the thing where like you hold the deck to your heart and take a deep breath. Yes. And then I asked my deck for a card for the next few months, and I got the Sun. So I'm living with the Sun now.
It's such a good card. I should do that. I haven't done that yet. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Pull a card for the 3 months. This is a really lovely card, of course, as always. We'll post it on our Instagram.
Rockin' and rolling. It's hilarious and true that the vases have like tiny paintings of pregnant women.
I think that's what I was just gonna say. I love that there's pregnant women on these like cups. Yeah. Treat your pregnant ladies with respect, and then treat any other lady
also with respect. Yeah.
Or a non-binary person. Just treat people with respect.
People with respect.
But also
treat, while we're at it, animals with respect.
Yeah.
Too.
You know what? Just respect. And if you would like to show us respect, we'd really appreciate a kind review.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah. Reviews and ratings on Apple Podcasts really help other people find us.
Yeah, that's the big
goal. My goal, I'm sure your goal is similar, but I would love to just get on the front page of when you look for witch under podcasts.
Wow. I would love to get on
top, but like,
first page of Witchcast for podcasts.
We are.
Yeah, probably.
We're like 5th. But anyway, it really helps, and we super appreciate it. And Follow us on Instagram at Witchcast Podcast. You can email us at witchcastpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or hit us up on our website, witchcastpodcast.com.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, we'll post these images and let us know if you have any fun stories about Pennsylvania hex country.
Yeah. Or any
Morgan Le Fey.
story if you want to.
Oh yeah, if you want us to cover a future story.
Yeah, if you have a story
us know.
idea, let us know.
Yeah. And until next time.
Hex, yeah.
'Cause it's Witchcast.
Your planet with respect.
Your
treat
plants.
trees with respect.
Yeah.
Respect. Put it out there. But especially people and trees
And babies.
and puppies.
Yeah.